So our next speaker is actually from Canterbury High School. He's come down. He's come down to speak to us today, and he's going to be sharing a very interesting topic, discussing something very personal and close to him. And it's something that may be difficult for a lot of people, and he's hoping that he's going to encourage people to be more comfortable with who they are and express themselves. So please welcome from Canterbury High School, Alex Henkelman.
Hi everyone. Oh, that's loud. Okay. Hi. So as I said, my name is Alex Henkelman. I'm 17 years old from Canterbury High School in the Dramatic Arts program. So my sister asked me to sign up for YouthTalks. I was like, but I don't know what to talk about. And I realized I talk about a topic really close and important to me. That even if it doesn't directly affect you, it will indirectly affect you at some point in your middle school, high school career. And that topic is coming out. And I'm sure most of you have heard the term coming out of the closet. And if you don't know what that means, it refers to somebody in the LGBTQ community telling somebody about their sexuality or gender identification. That includes gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender, and that means if you're born male or female but identify as the opposite gender. So where I fall on the spectrum of LGBTQ people is in the gay section, which means I'm a man who likes other men. I just want to tell you my coming out story to just get people more comfortable with the subject. So I really started to question my sexuality in middle school, grades 7 and 8, when most people started to come to terms with their sexuality, whatever it may be. And I found that in middle school it was very hard for me to accept my sexuality. I didn't accept it till high school for numerous reasons. Just in grade 8, I feel like there's this huge pressure from society for men to be men. You're coming into your masculinity, you gotta assert your dominance in the male variety. And you just walk down the halls every day and you hear things like, oh man, that's so gay. And you say, great, but I might be that, so does that make me a bad thing? So it's a bit stressful, and because of this, and I wasn't a super masculine, try-hard masculine sports guy, so I found it very difficult to come to terms with my sexuality, and I often found myself isolated at recess, and this made my confidence drop, and with a lack of confidence in myself, it made it even harder to come to terms with my sexuality. So then grade 7 and 8 passed, and then I came to high school. And high school, I really accepted who I was in grade 9. I was like, yeah, I'm gay, like, there's no denying it. I'm sorry, like, I have crushes on guys, not girls. Oops, can't do anything about it. But I still found myself unable to come out until grade 11. And really, it's out of a fear I had, probably from lack of confidence from middle school. In high school, you often hear stories about people being bullied or not being accepted or being isolated again. And in grade 9, I really started to make a lot of friends, meet a lot of people, and I was gaining a lot of confidence. And one of my biggest fears was if I came out, that people would reject me and bully me, and that I'd become isolated again. And that was just really not a nice thought to have. And even though I knew my friends and family would be accepting, it's still just a thought in your back of your mind, like, what if, what if, what if? And that made it hard to come out. Another fear that I had, and a lot of people do have, is being stereotyped when you come out of the closet. The minute I said gay, I'm sure a lot of you thought of that really media-pushed stereotype image of people like Kurt Hummel on Glee. You have the very high-pitched voices, hi, 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 I'm gay, how are you? And the fact of the matter is not many gay people are like that. Sure, there are some, and if you are that flamboyant, great, good for you. Nobody's going to judge you. Well, maybe some people will, but not a lot of people will judge you. But a lot of people aren't like that, and a lot of people don't tell you is even after you come out, you still need to find yourself. And I often found myself going to pride events or youth events with other people and trying to fit into a stereotype that I wasn't. When you go to youth events, you meet other gay people who are very flamboyant, and they tend to be very in-your-face about joining the community and going to events. Nothing wrong with that, but when you're not overly flamboyant, I mean, I'm flamboyant enough, but I'm not overly flamboyant. But you still find yourself trying to fit into a stereotype, and that wasn't good for my confidence either. So I was like, well, I don't fit into this group, so am I really part of this group? And you feel kind of isolated. But you still make a lot of great friends in that group as well, and I have lots of close friends and people I've dated in that group. So really, I'm going to talk about the positives of coming out. So I started coming out at the end of grade 10, but really truthfully in grade 11 to my friends and family. And truly, it's such a liberating experience, as it was for me, but I had a really great time. I had a great, easy coming out experience. All my friends and family were very accepting of me. That was great. But you just feel so liberated, really, because I feel like high school is such a stressful time anyway, with schoolwork, jobs, graduation, university, social drama, friends breaking up and fighting, and if you're in middle school, I'm not trying to put you off high school. It's a really great time. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a really stressful period in one's life. I feel like trying to hide who you are and being in the closet, trying to cover who you are in a time where it's so promoted to explore and find out who you truly are before going off into the world by yourself is so difficult. It really is. And truthfully, when I came out, I found I was able to truly discover who I was and get involved and I built so much confidence in myself and who I was friends with and who I was talking to in my family. I felt like I could see them so more open and trustworthy, which when you're in the closet, it's very hard to be. So, like I said, I had a very easy coming out experience. So I'm gonna give you some advice if you're thinking about coming out or questioning your sexuality or whatever. And the main advice is this: do not come out until you are ready. Truthfully, if you cannot accept yourself, it's very hard to expect other people to accept you. And that sounds kind of harsh, but if I come out any sooner than grade 11, I feel like it would have been a very different experience. I would feel uncomfortable in sexuality. It took me that long, until I was about 15, 16, to fully be comfortable with who I was and who I liked. And yeah, because sexuality is just a part of you, and if you accept that's just a part of you and not who you are as a whole, it makes life a lot easier. But if you're having trouble coming out or you don't know how to, there are great resources in schools and OCDSB nowadays, including guidance counselors. I talked to mine a lot before coming out. I've got a couple really, really close friends. They're great to talk to, too. A lot of people in the Pride community, or if there's this Pride club at your school, whether it be middle school or high school, you can always talk to a few people in there. They're usually very good at giving advice and being very respectful of you trying to come out of the closet. So thank you all very much for listening to my story, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.